Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing this morning? Happy Saturday. So I'm here with a flip through of this journal. I think I've finished it. I don't know. Sometimes I think I finish and I think of something to stick in after the video, and I do. So anyway, like I did that with my last journal, the Purple Reader's Digest, and after the video I was like, I didn't put anything on the strings. I need to go back and do that. So I did that, and then I put some more, I don't know, something else I put in the Ephemera folder or something after the video, and I was like, oh well, you know, it doesn't matter, but you know, if I think it needs it, I'll go back and finish it, right? So let's do a flip through the journal. I've got this journal that I was working on in my last, I think I did two previous videos, the start, the cover and the pages, and then now here I am with the finished flip through. I've got the ephemera folder, which I'll show in a minute. So let's put that to the side for a second. And so I've got this pretty fabric closure here. Nice long pieces to wrap around was my idea with that. And you can always, if you don't like the length of these, you can always change it as far as cutting it shorter. You can also untie them. They're just tied into little eyelets right here and here. So, you know, you can untie them and do it different however, you know, you want. So this journal started out as a garden journal. It was unused, but I just thought this cover was so pretty that I would like to do something with it, you know, and I just picked it up just in case, you know, I wanted to make a journal out of it. And then when I was working with the purples, I got it out and finished my other project and decided to go ahead and do this one too. Here's the back. I added these two pieces of flower here and a butterfly. And right here I left this because it was pretty cool. It says 1992. So you can see the copyright date on here, which is, I thought was neat. So you know, it was a vintage garden journal. And like I said, had never been used. So let's just don't delay here and get started with our flip through. Inside the cover, I did add some pretty scrapbook paper here, and I'll show you the front and back. I added the fabric too to match the tie, so that is fabric there on the spine. I reinforced the spine with some white chipboard or cardboard or cardstock. Right here you can see it through the holes. This was, in case you didn't see the last two videos, this was a spiral bound, not spiral really, the coils, the O-rings, whatever you want to call them. So I took that out. I wanted to kind of save that, but I couldn't, so I just did it like this. Added white because I knew you were going to be able to see through the holes. So I put white cardstock so you see white, and it keeps with the overall look of the journal with the purples. And there's some whites here and there. And also, one of my friends pointed out, it actually matches which I didn't even think about, but it matches the tie with the gingham. And so this also looks kind of like gingham with the little squares of purple and white. So that turned out pretty neat. Anyway, back to the inside cover and the back and front inside cover. I added library pockets made with scrapbook paper also, which all the scrapbook paper used in here is double-sided. So I was able to fold it and still have pretty, you know, decoration on both sides. And I'll show you real quick. I won't show you at the end, I'll just show you now. There is the back pocket. You can see that was the two sides. So that turned out really handy using double-sided scrapbook paper. I added this piece, which was from that paper pad, and also did the same thing here. And added that piece, that says memories. And I thought, you know, I was flipping through it, I think, what was it, last night? And just to make sure, you know, everything was done. And I realized that this is kind of almost like an arrow pointing, like, here you go, you're going to write down your memories right there. I didn't even plan that. I liked it for a beginning word, and then I realized I made a little, like, I called it a banner, but it actually kind of looks like an arrow too, and like pointing, this is your memories this way. And here, this one says dream. So really neat. And so in this side, this pocket, I have a journaling card which I made from that kit. It was a cutout, and I rounded the corners and just a pretty little piece there. And then this is a piece from, I had some leftover pieces from my Shabby Dabby Doodah design team project, and so I used those in here. And this is a pretty piece that is coffee dyed. I think these are all coffee dyed on the back, the ones that are this size. And it's just a pretty piece of paper that you can journal on or do whatever you want with. You can make envelopes, you know, use it to decorate, whatever you want to do with those types of pieces of paper. They're just so pretty. So as I said in my last, I think it was my last video about this journal, this reminded me of a smash book because of the double-sided scrapbook paper, and it's so pretty, and also because I made all the pages the same size. And if you've ever had a smash book, you know how they are. And I started out, I said in one of my videos, that's how I started out junk journaling. My first kind of junk journal was a smash journal, and I loved it so much I wanted to make one myself and discovered junk journals, and so the rest is history, right? So anyway, so as I go through, you'll see all the double-sided scrapbook paper, and I kind of left it because it's so pretty, for one thing, and I wanted the person that gets this to be able to do whatever they want with those pretty pages, and I wanted to keep that smash book feel. So anyway, pretty papers. And then I added the writing papers. So like here's a double-sided lined page that's been coffee dyed. I added a piece of that pretty lace right here on a couple of the pages. So this has got the pretty like lavender lace right here. And then as we turn, I did add some music paper in here too. The vintage music from my mom's music books that she gave me. And this one was a small size, so perfect size for this journal. And then I've been adding on top of my music book pages some like pieces of paper that could be good writing spaces or frames. So this is what this is. It's got corner punches, and this piece, I added a couple of these pieces in here, and these are from Laura, and they're so pretty. I mean, it has a floral, let me hold it up because I don't know if you can really see it in the camera, a very light floral background, but that is excellent for doing whatever you want with. You can write over this, you can use this, you know, picture a picture in the middle of this, and it could be like a frame because of these pretty punched out corners and the decoration for, you know, a picture to put on there. So really neat. Let's see, I think I did round all the corners in here of the pages. Just as we go through, you can notice that. I put another piece of that paper, this paper here, on this side, and this one has a little bit of a different pattern, but really I just love the colors and the pretty, and that it's not real vibrant, so you can write on there. You don't feel like you're, you know, and you'll be able to see it perfectly. So next page is, there's a pocket here, and I added the word beauty right here. That was from the paper pad. Some of the little pieces left from my design team project, I folded in half because they look like a little, almost like a little book or card, but I thought that would be a perfect journaling spot. So you just open up, you can write all in here or add pieces. You could add a little picture here or whatever you want. It's just for, you know, you to get creative with. This is a piece from that kit. You know, when you see this on the back, it's from a piece of paper from that scrapbook kit, and I just thought it was pretty. I rounded the corners, and it just could be a perfect little journaling spot or a frame to put on a page. Like say you wanted to decorate this page, you could put this down here, add your writing, add a picture, whatever you want. And then I think I already showed you this. And then this is a little postcard that I had made from my Shabby Dabby Doo project, and it was left, it's sewn around, backed with the paper that I was layering with book page, coffee dyed page, so 2 layers of paper, and then the little postcard was sewn on top of that. It's all glued together and sewn, so just a fun piece there. And then you see the pretty papers. This is a piece of coffee dyed paper here. I added this, it was a little scrap from that kit, and it was just, I love this writing. It was some like French writing that was throughout that kit, and this was a scrap, so I just tore it off and you know, glued it right here, and just like the perfect little accent to this page. Here on this side I have a tuck spot kind of pocket, and decorated with a doily from Maria, a little piece of bling right there, and another piece of that torn off page right there, and it has a date. I think it says and I think it says 1876 possibly, but just a pretty little, you know, added on piece there. So like some of the pieces from the Shabby Dabby Doo dock kit I thought looked like stationery. So that's what this looked like to me, with like, here's the letterhead and it's decorated stationery. So you could write on here, do whatever you want. And then you have the whole back too. It's coffee dyed, so it came out really pretty. This is from the paper pad. Made it into a journaling card here with this pretty frame. It's got a little bird on there and some flowers. That's just a really pretty paper pad. Another one of these things that I thought looked like a card. So you open up, there you have that. Just some pretty pieces. And then you can see how pretty the scrapbook paper is. Double-sided. And some ledger paper. And just, I'll flip through the plain. They're not plain, but you know what I mean. They're not, I haven't done anything to them. Just gorgeous papers. And then here's graph paper with a little sticker right there. Those are two little kitty cats. I just have these pretty stickers from a magazine that I have, and used one right there. This is a piece of that coffee dyed lined paper where I added a piece from that from the Shabby Dabby Doo Dah kit. Just a pretty little, and I tore the edges here just to look really pretty, and you know, distressed around that. Here's the back. Lots of writing room in here. Pretty page. Some more graph. Coffee dyed. And I don't want to go too fast. I want you to be able to see these pretty pages here. How gorgeous they are, right? Great way to brighten up your winter, right? Okay, here's another music page where I added a coffee dyed doily. Those are from Maria. And I need to make some of my own. I was going to make some last night and I never got around to it. So maybe today I'll make myself do that. I want to do it. I just, you know, have to go ahead and do it. I just, you know, sometimes I get tired and I have to go to sleep. So anyway, just really beautiful. I love the coffee dyeing on these. These were already browned, these music papers from my mom, but then I coffee dyed them and they even came out more beautiful. So here's the center. I did put some little owls on here. These are little owl charms. And I think the owl charms I received from Dale McBay. She is not too shabby chic on YouTube. So many good friends sent me some wonderful happy mail, so I do like to try to use them. You know, that's what they're for me to use. So just some cute little owls. I hope you can, I'm just moving around so you can see them, but they're very cute. And they're kind of flat too, so they didn't add too much bulk to this journal. And that was my overall thinking. I wanted to put, you know, enough in here, but I didn't want to put too much where there's not room for you to add all your goodies in here. So another doily here on this music page. Ledger. So we're on the back half of the pages you already saw. Just pretty pages. Just love, love, love this journal. It came out so cool. Here is a piece left again from the Shabby Dabby Doo Dah kit. I can't even tell you how much I love that kit. But this looks like kind of like it looks like a catalog maybe. So cool, right? It looks like an old vintage catalog. And, you know, it has some French words on here and things. And then I just put it down here for a tuck spot and distress the edges. So in another piece from that kit that looked like a little page that should have been folded in half and used for a journaling spot. So that is tucked in there. And this is a journaling card I made from that kit. You know, same process that I explained before. And then we'll just flip on here. See, this is a darker page that you could use for just about anything. If you wanted to write in here, I'll show you, I included some coffee dyed paper. Like here's an example. If you had coffee dyed paper or another doily, you could put it down right here. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Oh man, I just love that. I would do it for you, but I want to leave you to have some fun, right? So, anyway, on we go. another torn piece from the Shabby Dabby Doodah kit. I tore it right around this little, it looks like a invoice or a receipt. There's two of them here, and this was already together in her design. So I left it together and just tore right around this little design right here and distressed and put it right here for a pocket or like side tuck right here. In here I have a flashcard that I decorated. As you can see, several pieces on there. I've got an eyelet here with some of that pretty lavender lace, and that lace is right here too. And you can use this for whatever you want. You can put it down as a side tuck. You can glue it down. You can write on the back. You can glue on the back. Just whatever you want to do with those. You can use it somewhere else. You know, whatever you want to do, that's what it's there for. Another little pretty journaling card there. And then as we flip on, flip on, let's see. Oh, right here I have just two pieces of fabric. Cut, they're pinked around the edges in little squares, and just put it right there as a little decoration. And on we go to the end here, I think. Yeah, one more pocket. This one has some decoration on it. I added a piece over here and then added a little piece of scrap doily I had right here. So it's right here is the doily, and then two little butterflies. They are light, but they are meant to be just a little added decoration to this pretty. I didn't want to cover up this pretty little paper right here too much. So just a little cluster collage there. And then we've got, this is from a Reader's Digest book, and I pulled it out because it had purples on it. But it's a picture of, see, it says on the back, it was a story about Madame Curie. Yeah, it almost looks like Madame Curie there, the way it's spelled. And then she had this pretty purple dress on, and I thought, oh, that is so beautiful. First of all, it's a pretty, you know, she looks so pretty here. And then she had a purple dress on. I was like, that would be perfect. I wanted to use it somewhere in here. I didn't end up using it, but I put you know, just folded it up and put it in here for someone to use. And this is a painting, and it says right here, the artist, painting by Elaine, and I can't read that at the moment. I just can't see it at the moment. I don't want to say it wrong either. But anyway, this is a painting, and it looks so pretty. I put it in here for someone to use however they wish. And then this one was a page from the kit, that kit, you know, Shabby Dabby Doodah kit. This one I made into an envelope for you to use somewhere or anywhere you want. And then this is just a card from the scrapbook paper kit, and just a pretty little, again, a little frame or journaling spot right there. Okay, and this is another piece of music page where I glued a piece of Laura's pretty paper on here. This one is edge punched all the way around here, and I added one of my little flowers right there just in the corner, just because I thought it looked cute. And another piece of paper from Laura, so pretty, corner punched. And then you have plenty of room to write here on your music paper. Another piece of that lavender lace on this coffee dyed paper. Let's see, and there's that side. And then we're at the back. So that is the journal. I didn't show you, did I show you these two pieces? I don't know if I did. They're just two pieces cut from the paper pad. And this one, they look like, kind of like labels to me. So I left them squared off so that they could be a label on a page. You can see these papers and little journaling cards and things are so cool because they all go together. They're from the same paper pad. So even if you put that right there, I think it goes, even though this is patterned and this is a different pattern. It's all from the same paper pad, so it goes so well together. So those are in there. So let's look at the ephemera folder real quick. And you'll see what's in here. This is the ephemera folder made from a file folder. And I previously did that video so you can see how I make these. And these are so cool. I just think they have a lot of options too. If I send you one of these, you could almost make a journal out of this. Just, you know, just an idea. You can make a little journal out of this ephemera folder. And it already has the pockets made for you. All you'd have to do is cut some pages, sew them in, you'll be good to go. And your sewing machine might even sew, if you don't put too many pages in here, it might sew through this. This is right here, like the bottom part is 1, 2, 3 layers of folder. My sewing machine didn't have any trouble going through, but I did go slow to make sure I didn't like break my needle or anything. But so this would be the hardest part to sew through right here if you made this into a journal. But just an idea. So this has 2 pockets that are sewn in, like I said, a shallow one and a deep one. And this file folder was so pretty. I left, let me just take out one side at a time to show you what's in here. I tucked a lot of stuff in here to for the person that gets this journal to kind of like have a kit to have fun with and get creative with. So this one, you can see this is how it is. 2 pockets, like I said. And I left this because I thought this was so neat in the background. Just, it's white with the purple lines that match this folder. And then I added, if you notice, I didn't put any paper clips in there in the journal, but I added some right here for you to use in the journal. I have, this one is a little kind of teardrop one. There's a heart. There's a purplish one here, just a plain, plastic covered paper clip. And this is one of the owl clips right here. So there's 4 paper clips clipped on right here. So in the back pocket, let's start with that first. I have a vintage postcard, and this is a beautiful one of this town. I don't know where it is. It might tell you on the back, or it might not. I don't know. I didn't read it. But it's a vintage postcard. It does have a date right here where the person wrote 1969, and you have an old 6-cent stamp right there. Really very cool. And oh, this says, you know what this says? Main Street in Disneyland. Well, that's awesome. No wonder it looks so cool. That is Main Street in Disneyland. Wow, that is so cool. Look at, it's like old-timey clothes. Somebody looks like they have a parasol there, maybe, I don't know. The Balloon Man, so cool, right? If you've been to Disneyland, you know they always have the balloon people around, sitting around with their big bunches of balloons. Guest check that I dyed pink, and you'll see throughout I have some things that I decorated, but a lot of things are in here for you to use to get creative with this journal or wherever you want. A little piece of cardstock that has this gingham border, really neat, nice size too. This is a piece of the paper from the Shabby Dabby Doodah kit. And I have a lot of stuff, as much as I could get in here. I got in here, I think, a piece of, well, there's 2 pieces of lace here. So that's this one. And I tried to make them the length of a page. So if you did want to put it on the side of a page, you could do that. So that's how I picked this length of this lace right here. And that is going to be tucked in there. And this one I made the size of a pocket, so it would go across the page. So I tried to make it so it would fit across the page if you wanted to use it for that. So there's those 2 pretty pieces there. And then, can I get it tucked back in here on camera? Let's see. Possibly. Might have to do it over after, but maybe. And then a little Tim Holtz lady here. So cute, right? So she is tucked in here. So nice. Okay, so this is the pile that was in the little bottom pocket here. Just pulled out some pieces, like I said, for you to have fun with. This says favorite, least favorite. Cute little journaling spot, 2 different colors on each side. A different color on each side. This is another piece of journaling card. These 2 pieces I got in Happy Mail. I think these were from, I almost hate to say, but I think they were from Dale. I think they were from Dale. I hate to say the wrong person's name, but I think, pretty sure those were from Dale. 2 Rolodex cards from my stash. They're vintage. You can see they're starting to brown. And I like the ones with the lines or no lines, but the lines are really fun, I think, to, if you're a line person, like I'm a line person. I like lines to write on. Keep everything straight. This is some tickets, 2 little green tickets. Those are in there. And then I started pulling out little bits and pieces, and I was like, well, I need something to put these in. They're just going everywhere. So I pulled out this little glassine bag here, and I almost hate to take this out, but there's a lot of little bits and pieces in here just to show you or give you an idea. There's some little flower punch outs. that I punched out. You know, I have a little flower punch like this. So I put some of those in there. I try to put these in every journal goodie pack, because I think they're a lot of fun to decorate with. I use them myself to decorate. I post a couple of postage stamps. These are from Louisa from New Zealand. Very cool. And butterflies, punch outs from Maria. And doily punch outs from Maria. Bunch of those. Whoops. Let's see, and these are from my punch, some little flowers, and these are punched out from the same file folder. I had some scraps, so I punched out some flowers from the file folder, and I punched these out from a couple of scraps from the Shabby Dabby Doodah kit. So that's what those are, and I put a piece of this yarn or string is from Laura, and I put a piece of that in there because of the color. I thought it was so pretty to go with something you might make with these goodies, or to go with this kit, a tag or something. So I wanted to put it, I wanted to use it in here, but I never ended up using it. So I thought, well, I'll just put a piece in here for someone to have fun with, right? So that was just tucked in here. Okay, that's that side. Let's, oops, I left a flower and a button out. I'll put those back in a second. Flower and a button. Okay, so on to this side. Let me see if I can pull it out. I got the bottom pocket here. Let me put that to the side for a second. And the back pocket. So here's the back pocket. So in here is where I put a piece of coffee dyed paper for you to use however you wish. You know, like I said, if you want to tear this up or cut this up and put it on a music page or something, or another page in a journal, I wanted you to have a piece ready so you could do that. This is a very old, this one says 1953 receipt. This is an original authentic grocery store receipt, and I sell these in my shop, but it's from a local grocery store here that is, of course, no longer in business. I mean, there's most of the little grocery stores like that, have closed because bigger grocery stores come and put them out of business or something. But like, whatever, I'm not even talking about Walmart. I'm talking about just a grocery store. Like this is a small town that I live in that's developed over the years. So there was no Food Lion or Lowe's food store, whatever, Harris Teeter, whatever big grocery stores you have around in 1953. So these little grocery stores were mom and pop grocery stores, were the grocery stores back then, the general stores and the grocery stores. So that's so neat that these people, I got this at an estate sale, and these people kept their receipts from that long ago for some reason, and I think it's really cool that I was able to pick those up, and now I can use them in my journals. And here's a bookmark. This is from the worldwildlife.org organization. And I just picked this up at a thrift store. It's 2019, but I just thought it was pretty. Had this pretty polar bear in the purple, looks like lilacs or a lavender, not sure, maybe lavender, but really pretty. And there's pretty little turtles down here. So, and this is a bookmark. I'm calling it a bookmark, but these are actually punch outs. I'm not going to punch it out, of course. Whoever gets this journal can do that if they want. But they're little cards too that you can punch out. There's a tip chart on the back of this one and a calendar on the back of that one. I just thought that was a neat little fun piece. And then here's a piece of writing note paper. It says Believe on the top, and it's pretty. Lots of writing room there. And again, to use on the pages in this journal in case you want to make another little frame or glue writing spot. You can, I have 2 coffee dyed doilies for you here. So those are in there. And then a Tim Holtz guy. I put a girl on this side and a guy on this side. And this one's got his little doggy with him. So just like to use my Tim Holtz people. And if I don't use them in the journal, then I like to put them in for other people to have fun with. Okay, so over here in the little pocket here, I had this little envelope that I made from, this was made from a 6x6 paper pad. Just having fun one day, and I made this envelope, so that is in there. Let's see, what else? I've got a file folder. This was also made from a 6x6 paper pad that I cut down and made this little file folder. You can see the little tab right here. This could be a great journaling spot. You could glue it down and then you have all this journaling room, or it could be made into a, you know, put it down like a pocket and glue down the sides. So just all kind of fun stuff you can do with that. This is a piece cut off from the file folder. I think I have a few of these in here that you could make into tags or journaling cards. You could round the corners. You could put a hole and put that string in here. That purple string that I put in the envelope, you can put that as a little string on, probably enough to put a couple of, you know, on both of these if you want to make both of these into tags. You could write all over the back, and you could coffee dye or purple dye or whatever dye you want to do on the back, or do some painting, because this is, you know, this is file folder. It's pretty thick. So there's 3 pieces of that. I just thought that would be fun for someone to get creative with. So there's 3 of those in there. Another journaling card from that paper pad, pretty one, with this pretty framed flower here, right there. And this is cut off from the paper pad, that nice size to do something with, make a, like I said, all the ideas I previously just said. Another cut off from the paper pad. And then I added some little squares, like I showed you the pinked little fabrics. Now these fabrics came from Laura, but I cut them into, she gave me the idea of cutting them into little squares and using pinking around the edges. And I think they just make great little decorations in your clusters or collages or whatever you want to do with them, or just on a page, you know, all of them or a couple of them or whatever. Put buttons on top of them, whatever you want to do. But those are right there. So that is the ephemera folder. Gotta put this folder, this flower and button back in there. But anyway, and then this little tie, like I said, just this little tie made from the same fabric as the journal closure. You can see this. But I wanted a thinner tie for this, so I tore it in half, and it wasn't long enough, so I sewed it together right here with a little zigzag stitching. That's how I like to do. If I sew 2 pieces of fabric together for a closure, I like to use a square of zigzag stitching. It makes it nice and strong, and I think the zigzag even makes it stronger than a straight stitch, which it would probably be fine with a straight stitch. I just feel better. It just makes me feel better to have the zigzag stitch on there, because I know that's not coming apart, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'll tie this all back together. It's in my shop. And thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the process and the final result on this fun journal. You can see I usually do show you the side view and the top and stuff, but I don't have it tied right now. But you can see there's lots of fun stuff in here. And in the listing, it tells you a detailed, you know, description of how many pages and what the pages are made out of, again, in case you know, need that information. So anyway, thanks and have a great day. Happy crafting, everybody. See you next time.